Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for each life path number for the month of May 2025. Before we get into the forecast, this is a general reading, so if you would like your own personal numerology reading, where we take a look at your own personal numerology, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. I would love to work with you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look to see what May holds in store. Life Path 22-4. So we're going to be working with some pretty interesting energy this month. We're going to be working with the vibration of the 36-9. So some of the keynotes of this energy are overcoming obstacles, something that 22-4s are very familiar with. Following our intuition, like really being thrown deeply into our intuitive nature and really following our intuition. That's coming up really, really strongly this month. Invention and sort of following our ideas and through our intuition, like following those insights, those ideas, those inspirations that come in for us, and really focusing on that, like putting our strengths into that, and also recognizing where our limitations are, and again, managing that as well. And leadership comes in really strongly this month for us. So there could be times when we are put in some kind of a leadership position, whether it's making decisions about a project or making decisions about our own life in some way, or having to make a call about something that, or make a decision about something, make the executive decision about something. That might be a little bit difficult, but that, we've got the expertise or the ability to be in that role. So recognize that. Sometimes 22-4s have, which is interesting because 4 energy is such a leadership type of energy, but when this is your life path, a lot of 4s don't really necessarily want to be in a leadership position. They have the strengths and the ability to do that, and they would make great leaders, but it's definitely a journey to get to that point a lot of times for a lot of 4s, and especially 22-4s. It can take a lot to feel ready to step into that leadership role, whatever that may look like for you. So you could get an opportunity this month to flex that muscle a little bit. This is definitely a cycle that could place some temporary burden on us. But it's that kind of burden that says, you know what, persevere and be determined and you'll break through the other side. It's just one of those tests or challenges that 22-4s are used to, that we've just got to, figure it out. It's like a brain teaser or a puzzle. We've got to figure out how to overcome it or how to get through this challenge to get to the other side. And when we do that, again, we unlock the wisdom in it. And so this month could have some of those opportunities to kind of not get frustrated or dissuaded by the challenge, but kind of face it head on and figure it out. Look at it as like a brain teaser. And then when you figure it out, you'll unlock the wisdom, and then you can build from that wisdom. You can use that wisdom, put it in your toolkit because you'll need it. But this is definitely a month where you could definitely see some goals come to fruition, but it's going to be after some of those brain teasers. And, find your confidence, find your courage, find your strength to kind of figure it out and kind of move through it and call on your resources, and you'll reach that goal. You'll solve the problem, and you'll be able to celebrate that success from that completion. So it's kind of like this month could throw the obstacles in our way, but they're not those obstacles that are going to take forever to solve. There's the obstacles that are just kind of pushing us a little bit further, pushing us to tap into the reserves that we didn't know we had. And through that, or tap into the wisdom or the expertise that we didn't know that we already had. And so it kind of just reminds us of how far we've come and what we have unlocked, etc. Can also be in relationships, right? Like it doesn't have to be with work or something like that. It can be really any area of life that this comes in for you, but there will likely be those just like, annoying road bumps that we're going to have to figure out how to move through unjarred, so to speak. And And I think there's going to be like a lot of success and happiness in overcoming whatever that is, or those obstacles are. Now, if it comes in some kind of like relationship form, then, having the conversations and working through whatever it is together will give us the greatest satisfaction in those rewards, right? And it will probably help to solidify the relationship a bit and give us a greater understanding of what everybody needs and can work towards that. So this really translates to any area of life that however it shows up for you. This is a time definitely where, again, you're probably going to have to pull a little bit from your inner strengths, especially if you're being pushed into some kind of a leadership role. 22 fours are notorious for when there's an obstacle, we're going to find our way through it or over it or around it. I mean, this is just kind of the nature of 22-4. It's a very solution focused energy. So, once we set our sights on it, we're going to get there. We're going to have to figure it out. It's just, are we going to do it? Are we going to work smarter or harder? And so this energy kind of reminds us that, we'll get there, but let's do it in the sort of, we don't have to do it. It doesn't have to be so difficult, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And so we can also do it with others. We can ask for help. We can, pool our creativity and our strength and all that. But this could be a month that kind of pulls from we need to pull from our inner resources, from our inner strength, follow that intuition. If you have the vision, follow that vision, see where it takes you. This can definitely kind of bring back some hope and some optimism for projects, for relationships, for however it shows up, can definitely bring that wind back in our sails, especially if, again, there's some kind of obstacle we overcome and we show ourselves that we can do that. There's a lot of fulfillment in there. There's a lot of rewards. So you could be just kind of reaping those rewards this month, and that can feel really good. It can kind of remind you of your value and your worth and your abilities, and it can feel good. So definitely a time for finding different solutions. Like, this is the thing too, right? With 22-4s, a lot of times we get our eye on the prize, we see the solution, and then we are like tunnel vision, like moving towards that. But this month, there's like part of the reasons why there could be some challenges or some of those roadblocks is to help us to see a different way. And that different way or that different solution could be achieved much, much easier than the solution we were moving towards, right? And could actually be more beneficial. So it's that helping us to get out of our rigidity, helping us to get out of our sort of that faulty belief system that we can do it alone and we have to do it alone, and we can, because we're the only ones who can do it right. So, this energy kind of humbles us a little bit and reminds us that, we can do it that way, but it's going to be very frustrating and feel very burdensome. Or we can take the easier route and work with others and come up with different solutions and try different ways and, work smarter, not harder. There could be some separations this month, some endings, some apparent losses with this cycle that are necessary to free us from those burdens, free us from what is weighing us down, free us from those faulty belief systems or patterns that just are not healthy or not serving us any longer or not working any longer. And it can really open us up to the new cycle that wants to present, the new opportunities, the new perspective that can really help us, again, work smarter, not harder. And especially with relationships. Like, if we're forcing relationships, if we're really trying so hard, if we're just doing all this, whatever, this energy can really kind of just open us up to the other person's perspective. And then, again, another way of doing something where it's not, where we're just working more cohesively. Problems can be settled at this time, especially legal problems you could see. So if you've been carrying some kind of like legal battle or something like that, you could see that alleviated at this time. Could see some settlements come in and feel some relief there with that. But again, any losses, anything that falls away during this month is really occurring only with those things that need to fall away. Like, only those things that have served its purpose, has hit its expiration date, and needs to fall away. So don't fight that. Don't cling to it. A lot of times 22-4s can struggle with knowing when to release something, right? Like knowing when it's served its time. or again, when it's reached its expiration date. So don't force, just let it go. Don't fight the release. And if you can set those burdens down, you can always come back to them. But if you can set them down, I think you'll find that you really don't want to come back to them because, again, they've served their purpose. So don't forget to delegate, ask for help, collaborate, work with others, and you'll be working smarter, not harder. I pulled an animal wisdom message and we got bison energy. And, this is just like, this brings in this energy of abundance. There's such a strong presence with bison energy that, these animals look like tanks, like they could do anything and they can do anything by themselves, but they always pretty much run in herds. I mean, sometimes you'll see them independent and by themselves, but they're herd animals. So they're always working together, even though they could clearly work alone. And I think that's such a beautiful metaphor for 22/4s because 22/4s oftentimes are hyper independent and they constantly are being reminded that, yeah, you can do it alone, but you don't have to, and you're not really meant to. So collaboration is key. And this month can remind you that when you can delegate, when you can ask for help, when you can collaborate, when you can, work together with others, you're going to get the most abundance there. You're going to get the most reward there. You can release the burdens. So yeah, love that energy. All right. Hope it's a great one. Take care, 22/4s. Bye for now.